Hello everybody, I'm Ultraviolent4 and you are joining me for a new Dungeon Crawl Stone Suit playthrough. It's been a little while since we managed to pull off a win. I've been killing characters all over the place, so I feel it's time that we try to, as us Australians like to say, put some runs on the board. We're going to pick a combo that's extremely consistent, is almost a guaranteed victory. That's not true at all. Um, just in case you couldn't tell. It's a Troll Chaos Knight. In actuality, any Chaos Knight is extremely inconsistent because you start off worshipping the god Xom, who is the god of chaos, and he'll do a lot of things to you that, well, they can just kill you, like straight up. Alright. As far as Chaos Knights go, trolls are exceptionally good at them. We'll go into the reasons in more detail in a little bit, because I want to address here our choice of weapon. If you're playing a troll and you want to win the game, you should pick claws every time. They have level 3 claws, which is like a +6 slaying bonus. It is so strong, so strong. And that's ignoring the fact that unarmed combat is the best aptitude on a troll. I thought I'd do something a little bit different though, and that's to use a mace. The reason for that is because I'm thinking it would be fun to play a game where we use a giant spiked club. So it's a little bit, the state of giant clubs at the moment is a little bit sad in Crawl. There are only two species that can use them. There's the troll, who should always use claws, so that's not really a good fit, and an ogre. It used to be the case that the ogre had a +3 maces and flails aptitude, so it made absolute sense to use a giant club, and it was great fun. But it's been made -1, so they're not so good with them either. Couple that with the fact that both trolls and ogres tend to have low evasion because of their large size, and at least through the mid game, they usually have low AC because they can't wear most body armors, which means they really benefit from a shield. They're a large species for a shield as well, so they only need 9 for a regular shield, which means a two-handed weapon is a really big, I guess it's a loss for them. Like, it's a really big trade-off. You get more damage, but you become much less survivable. So we're going to do it here. This game is, turns out, not going to be showcasing at least optimal metagame choices. So we're going to go maces. Don't try this at home. We're a new plaything for Xom. So we start off with Xom, and we have a Mace of Chaos. Alright, excellent. Technically, even like if we wanted to be truly optimal here, it would make sense. Even if we want to train towards our giant clubs, it would still make sense just to use claws with 0 training, because it's again a +6 slaying bonus, does insane amounts of damage, and then switch. But half the fun of playing a Chaos Knight is using the Chaos weapon due to the silly things that it will do. So we're going to use the mace anyway. And then let's have a look at ourselves. We're a troll. So I mentioned before, we're too large for most types of armor, which means we can use robes, we can use troll leather armors, and then all of the dragon ones. But most regular armors we can't. We can't have helmets, gloves, boots, etc. We know we have claws for hands. We have lightning fast metabolism. We can eat meat at any time. Those two aren't a big deal. Here is the important one for being a Chaos Knight. It's that your natural rate of healing is unusually fast. So the way that Xom works, if you're not familiar with him, is that every now and then he'll do random things to you. You see here in the top right, we have our, it's not a piety meter, but it's a piety something or other, where this is our level and it's going to change. It's mostly random, so there are a few things that you can do that amuse Xom. So some of those will happen when you use a chaos weapon. He enjoys it when you accidentally buff your enemies. But mostly it's random. The thing that you definitely can do, or that you definitely don't want to do, is make Xom-bowled. And resting to regain your HP and mana will bore him. So, as a troll with fast healing, we don't have to rest, or at least we don't have to rest as much, which means we don't make Xom-bowled, he doesn't punish us. It's also, you can have fast regen on a vampire, so I personally like playing Vampire Chaos Knight. It's a similar thing with a ghoul, because you can regenerate by eating chunks. So they're kind of the main Chaos Knight species. Well, Vampire not really, but most people, if they're looking for a Chaos Knight win, would say pick a troll or a ghoul. And if they're really trying to make you win, they'll probably say abandon Xom, but I think that's extremely unethical. If you play a Chaos Knight, you should play with Xom. There is something wrong with you, or I don't know. Yeah, there's something wrong with you. You're too ruthless if you're willing to abandon Xom on your Chaos Knights. What else have we got? We've got a +2 robe, which is nice. Normally when you're a Chaos Knight, you have a +2 leather armor. +2 robe in this case. So a little bit of extra AC. We're starting off with 7. Let's have a look at our skills. As a troll, they're mostly pretty bad. Yep, so you can see we were talking about unarmed combat, it's at 0. That's overall a troll's best skill. We're going to use maces and flails as our main weapon, so it's our highest priority, we want to focus that. Fighting's always good, especially with a troll you have plus 30% HP, so we'll leave that on. I don't really want to train dodging due to, due to how bad trolls are. Their large size gives them a penalty to dodging. So you should be training this at some point later in the game, but I think it's not a high priority. So we'll just go maces and fighting. And then we'll see if I can still remember how to play crawl. I think that's everything we wanted to do. Yep, let's play. Okay, so Xom's going to do random things. Sometimes those won't, they'll just be sort of flavor messages like here, where you smell something strange. But yeah, he can do all sorts of horrible things to you. He can make summons. He can send you to the abyss, which is always a fun one. He can give you lots of mutations. And actually, that's the other reason that trolls are good with Xom. So he's going to potentially teleport you around the floor, do all sorts of things where you get put in horrible situations. Basically, Xom's going to do things that are just not cricket. Alright, so this is now a cricket-themed playthrough. That's why we picked a mace, right? So we can use it to block the ball from hitting our stumps. No? Oh. It's a pretty sad time. You feel odd. It's a pretty sad time to be an Australian cricket fan, because our captain and vice captain have both just been they've been banned for a year because they got caught trying to cheat in an international match, which is pretty dumb. But anyway, so we're hitting things with our Mace of Chaos. For Chaos weapons, you like having fast ones because you want to proc more attacks. But it's potentially going to do really bad things. So it can give you good things. It can straight up give you free kills where you paralyze or confuse enemies. Hey, nice, we got some magic mapping. It can banish them too, but then it can also berserk your enemies, it can heal them, it can haste them, and can make them go invisible. All of those are really bad. Particularly for a troll, things going invisible is especially bad. It's like that. This guy's now invisible. Because we can't see invis. I like playing my Vampire Chaos Knights with a long blade. Part of why that works, that you get to use the weapon, is that when you make things go invisible, you have innate see invis. But for a troll, we have no such luck. So we're just gonna kite that guy around for a bit. We could probably fight him. There's a tip here, if you hold control and then a direction, you'll swing. Alright, so we got him. Alright, good. Rich level 2, that's fine. We're not worried about learning any spells because we don't have any. You are blasted with sand. That really hurt. You can see the... Yeah. Oh, are we actually just dead? No. Energy rips through your body, so he just did 19 damage to us. If we were on lower health, he might have just straight up killed us. Which is... Xom can do that. He can kill you straight up. And I don't even mean... Your scroll falls out of your pack then immediately jumps in. I don't mean indirectly, like sending you to the abyss. I mean he can just hit you with energy that kills you. Which is always fun. Here's another. Adders are usually very scary when you're starting D2, but with our fast regen, it makes it harder for us to die to poison. Okay, we petrified it, that's good. Because our fast-based regen will help to overcome the poison damage. Xom alters the dungeon around you. He put a Xom statue. Okay, good. Why did that hurt so much? Not sure. Yeah, okay. So we made him invisible. You see here, Xom is amused. So this is what I was talking about where using the chaos weapon, you can make him happy. We're just going to kite him around. Now we've got full HP, we can hit him a bit. Okay, good. So here, we get an increase in our attributes. What do we want to do? It's very possible that we might want to be casting spells as a troll. Low level spells, of course, due to how bad trolls are at magic. But I like to have some utility spells. We can get some good ones like Blink or Song of Slaying. And because trolls are going to get a large natural amount of strength, we should be fine in terms of strength. We've already got 19. The heaviest armor is 24. Dex for more dodging is not great for a troll because you're never going to be exceptionally good anyway. So I think we'll go in. You feel clever, you feel stronger. Yeah. So every 3 levels we're going to get extra strength leveling up anyway. We picked up a 2 and now a 3 of a scroll. I think I'm happy to just read that. It might be ID. It's teleport, that's fine. If that was ID, we could have started IDing our potions. This guy has a short sword of draining. We're probably just going to get drained here. Our other options would be, if we really cared about that, we could throw a throwing net at him. We're not on a streak at the moment, so we haven't followed good streak play behavior by picking up stones to throw. So we're just going to fight him. Yeah, it really hurts. Alright, it's okay, we killed him. What did we proc a good one on that? No, we just killed him by hitting him. There's a shield. See, it's so amazing. It's so worth it. Oh, man. I think it's worth. Even if we don't train it, it's still probably worth it. It takes 9 experience levels to get rid of the penalty for a shield on a large species. 15 for a large shield, which is so much value. It's probably going to be a very long time before we find a giant spike club. And you know what? Even with no training, I like having shields. So we're 7 AC, 10 evasion. This goes on. It gives us 6 shield with no skill. You hear people say that you shouldn't wear a shield like this because it's going to make you fumble your attacks. It's going to slow them down sometimes. But really, don't worry about it. It's a negligible amount. That's a lot of stuff. We'll sort of stair dance them up to spread them out a bit. Sun's power touches you on a moment. The world around you dims momentarily. It's okay. He hasn't done anything too mean yet. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to jinx it. This guy has a dagger of venom. And I keep forgetting. We really should pick up stones. The orc seems to slow down. Why did he like that so much? I don't know. Okay, well, he was happy about it. He had a sling and a dagger venom. That guy was pretty balling. Again, optimal play would have us pick up the hunting sling so we could shoot things at range, but I don't know. We're role playing a chaos knight with a chaos weapon, so let's not do that. Frost covers your body, that's fine. we turned that guy into a shapeshifter. We got debated there. That wasn't Xom, that was just a teleport trap. We want to get that wand. A wand of paralysis. Okay, so that's interesting. A very strong wand to have, especially in the early game. With a -3 evocations aptitude, I don't really want to train for it. I mean, it's another thing we could do. It's a good tool, but even with 0 evocations training, most enemies in the early game... Oh dear, we just berserked this worm. But most enemies in the early game have fairly low magic resistance. So Berserked Worm can do 150% damage, so that's 18 damage. And it's now fast, so we can't run away from it. Fortunately, it's poison, so it's gonna die. Alright, we made a cockroach zombie. We still don't have any other multiples of scrolls, so we're just gonna hang on to those for the moment. Reach level 4. Were we still drained from that encounter before? I don't know, I don't remember seeing another draining zombie. Go forth and destroy. So Xom has hasted us. We still would rather not have all the orcs hitting us at once. So I backed up a couple of tiles there so we can funnel them through this point. And then we can have one at a time. If you're a troll, especially if you're using your claws, in the early game, as long as you can get in a corridor, you can probably fight infinite enemies 1v1. Because your damage is so high with your claws, and then your HP regen is really high. So enemies 1-on-1 will usually not kill you. Unless it's like multiple ogres or something like that. This is a room full of kobolds. I don't recognize this one, but we're detecting a bunch of items in here. I think it's probably just food, maybe? No? Ooh, okay, it's toadstools. Control X shows me it's just skeletons, okay. We've got to be afraid of these jellies. They might not look it, but they're dangerous. Does it say it? It doesn't. It just says here they can hit for up to 3 damage and deal extra acid damage. That extra acid damage is up to 21. So it's really high. Especially if we haste it or something like that, it could pose a significant risk. So we're gonna deal with it slowly. Yeah, like that. See how much damage it does? It really hurts. Wisps of smoke drift from your claws. Okay. The other benefit of your fast regen is that you'll out regen most enemies. So if you get hurt, you can start pillar dancing for a little bit, and then you'll regain your HP while enemies won't yet. So you can reset fights for you, but not for enemies fairly easily. Someone almost notices you. On to D4. Here's Doan, who's going to have Devessa with him. I much prefer to kill Devessa over Doan, because it means that when you kill Doan, Devessa goes berserk, and her berserk... Ooh, he drank a potion of might. Her berserk, I think on average, is much scarier than when Doan gets buffed and he hastes himself and he gets more spells. A good trick to know with Doan and Devessa is that when both are alive, only one will follow you upstairs. So even though Doan was adjacent to us there, we went back up and we got to rest off his might. So you might think, I just explained why it's better to kill Devessa first, and now we're killing Doan. Why? It's because we can go back upstairs here, well if Devessa ever comes. When she sees us, she'll go berserk. And if we can go back upstairs, we can wait it out. But she's actually not around, so I regret this decision. And standing here yelling is going to make Xom bored. Okay. It's okay. We have a wand of paralysis. So when we see Diversa, she's going to zerk. But we should be able to paralyze her. Famous last words, should. More int on our level up. There she is. She has a short sword of draining, so this is extremely dangerous. Berserked Diversa with short sword of draining. Paralysis is a 28% chance. That's much worse than I thought it would be. Alright, and she's going to close to us very quickly. She's moving fast while hasted. So this is really bad. I think the best play, rather than trying to go for less than 1 in 3 chances to paralyze, is we just teleport. Hopefully we land away from her, and then we wait off her berserk that way. So let's do that. Let's get away. Alright, good. So we landed over here, so we're a fair bit away, and we'll just wait a bit. So that we don't meet her while she's still angry. Good to know that we could still make her angry with our chaos weapon, so there's no guarantee. This is a cool vault. It's a trog vault. He burns the wizard. So if you're like, oh my god, a D4 wizard, that's insane. It's not really. We have 6 potions of something. Do we really not have any more doubles? Nah, I feel like we can just start reading our scrolls. Here's a Minotaur Berserker Ghost. Alright, let's XP it. So it can hit for 15 damage. The good thing here is that we can just keep hitting the ghost with our chaos weapon, hoping that we paralyze, confuse, etc., something like that to kill it. Roll a bunch of elect procs in a row, and every time we're losing, we can go back upstairs. So the ghost can't follow us. Someone made butterflies, that's cool. We'll just take this slowly. It can do 15 damage, so as long as we don't drop below 30 HP, we can keep fighting. Do we confuse him? We confuse him. Alright, so we won. We procced the confusion, and then we killed him. An anti-magic hand axe. That's fine. More teleport traps. Scorpion, let's see. Oh, okay. Turns out that someone drank a curing potion. Who was it? It was the orc before, with the anti-magic hand axe. Okay, so because he drank that potion of curing, that told us, that identified it for us, so we now know that these 6 potions are curing. I was about to say, a scorpion is really dangerous when you don't have curing, due to how much poison it can do, even for a troll. Well, first of all, we're just going to confuse it to death, but now we have curing, it's not so much an issue. We're going to see if we can get lucky by using all our paralysis wand charges. She's not going berserk anymore, as you can see. It's a one-time deal only. Man. We're going to start getting more and more drained. How about we throw a throwing net at her? How about we miss? Okay, we got her that time. So now while she's netted, let's see if we can just sock her a few times. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll just kill her. Or we'll confuse her. Do we? No. We burnt her. Okay, so she broke out of the net, so that net's gone. I think we're winning this as long as we don't zerk her or invis her or something. Alright, we got her. That's fine. So we got a little bit drained for our trouble, but considering how bad that could have gone, it wasn't too horrible. Something appears at your feet. It's a new scroll. Alright. Okay, so time to have some fun. Xom just did a bunch of demons on us. Fortunately, we can walk away from these. We can't walk away from that one. He's fast, but his damage isn't that bad. So we're just gonna walk to the up step. where because they're summons, they can't follow us. And we'll wait for those to time out. Xom can kill you like that. He can summon demons around you that are really high level for this point in the game, and that trap you. So you're in a hallway like this, or like this, and Xom summons demons pinning you in. And we would have teleport if we could live for a few turns, but I've seen and had characters die on like D2 that just couldn't do anything about it. There was one where, I think it was D2 or 3, where he pinned me in a corridor like that with shadows on either side, and my level 3 character just could do nothing. Alright, so we don't have any more duplicates of scrolls, but at this point I don't mind reading it. I usually read it on D4, so this is a bit later than my standard practice. We're on D5. We're not really looking for the temple. Well, in fact, we're not, because we have our god. So let's just run through them. We'll do our potions for ID. We have 2 rings, so we could gamble here. We could say, in this list of scrolls we have, there's some chance, probably a pretty good chance, that one of them is remove curse. So we could put these rings on. We could say if they're bad, we'll probably then get remove curse. But here's the thing, it's not guaranteed, so I still don't like to do it. I've seen people do it and get very punished. There's immolation. There's magic mapping. There's remove curse. So we wouldn't have been punished in this case. And we've got our final God Gift Scroll, which was Torment. So thank you, Xom, for that one. It's an excellent gift. It's a closet on D5. 54% chance to paralyze it. Okay, that's fine. The reason it's a bit scary is because when it does these attacks, it can steal your dexterity as it does it. We only happen to have 9, which is not a lot, and because we're low level, we might end up getting really badly drained by that. We're just gonna read scrolls now. Enchant weapon, cool. +1 Mace of Chaos, that's excellent. More rings. Until we get more remove curse, we're just not gonna put them on. Here's Pikel. He has a Whip of Elec. So that would be a straight upgrade over our Chaos weapon if we can manage to get it off him. I should not be going this way through the unknown to this staircase. I knew it was here because of the magic mapping. We hasted that guy. Xom adds some personal touches to your environment, a door slam shut, that's great. Yeah, so I knew the door was here, but we didn't know what was in this area. So we happened upon Sigmund, who fortunately didn't wake up. He could have hexed us, and then Pikel could have run us down. Instead, we should have been running down to this staircase, which was through known territory. We'll keep going. We'll stair dance the slaves up. Fighting them one at a time with a troll should be fine. Again, it's a continual caveat. It's that as long as we don't berserk things, we should be fine fighting them. A wand of digging. Okay, that's good. Here's our first giant club, if we can get it. It's a 46% chance to paralyze him. So we only have 6 charges. We probably want charges for both Pikel and for Sigmund. So if we have to use a bunch on this ogre, that hurts us. But the ogre's so dangerous at this point. Yeah, I don't like it. We'll try one more. Okay, we got it, so we succeeded. Pick up the giant club, let's have a look. So, well, one, we can't use it with a shield, so that's the first thing. But here, its min delay is at 18 skill. I think it's generally bad practice to pick up the first giant club you find and just start swinging with not enough skill, because you will swing so slow. And when you give enemies that many opportunities to hit you multiple times in a turn, you're asking for trouble. So we're already kind of doing it. We're swinging at 1.2 as is, If we had a giant clog, we'd be even slower. Lunatic's Ghost. He's a former set Abyssal Knight. You can hit for up to 11. Oh, he's got the Confusion spell. So he is, I was about to say, he's not very threatening, but turns out he is, because he's got hexes. Let's just get back to the stair. Okay, that's good. Xom hit him. Alright, we've been confused. We can go, or at least we can try to go back up the stairs. As you see there, when you're confused, you can trip and fall back down, but you'll never stumble off the stairs. So as long as you stay on the stairs, you can try to get back up. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to hit him. Wow, Xom's power touched on the ghost and confused him for us. Thank you, Xom. Xom, best god. Best god confirmed. Here's Sigmund. We're going to want to paralyze him. Yeah, the reason I didn't do it yet is because we'd seen the slaves, so there was a good chance that Pikel was coming. I don't want to fight those guys together. So we're going to head down a different stair instead. Try to get them one at a time. ID. As much as I'd love to do rings, we're going to do more potions. Here's our first teleport ride. Okay. And we found Pikel on his own, so that was pretty useful. What happened there? Oh, Xom confused everyone, but he didn't get Pikel. Okay, never mind. We need to be trying to paralyze him. His wand of electrocution is extremely dangerous. It's alright, we got our wand off. So this whip of electrocution is an amazing weapon. Considering we're training maces and flails, that's the weapon we should be using, but again, it's not as fun. We're Chaos Knight, let's use the Chaos weapon. Our Chaos weapon just made double necrophage. Starting to look like a triple necrophage. So that's no good. That's another fun thing that can happen with a Chaos weapon. I've doubled an Orb of Fire before. That was not something you ever want to see happen. Sigmund evaporates and reforms as an ooze. Xom is so overpowered. Look at this. Hey, we got remove curse scrolls. Let's go with our rings. +2 evasion is nice. +3 int is wholly unnecessary. And a ring of stealth. Why not? We'll be a stealthy troll. Potion of flight. Scroll of blinking. Alright, we'll save some turns. It's not a turn count speedrun, but we'll blink to the teleport scroll. And our first book, it is the Book of Changes. This is the Transmuter book. The most interesting one here, I think, would be Sticks to Snakes. So I don't care about the forms too much, particularly because we're not training unarmed. And blade hands on a troll is quite a waste, because it's quite a big investment with your, where is it? Let's see. Your -3 transmutation aptitude, your -5 spellcasting, and then it gets rid of your troll claws. So yeah, generally not worth it. The other ones, Beastly Appendage. Let's have a look at that. So I've got spells auto hidden. That's not a bad one. It ups our DPS a bit because it will give us horns or talons. Or will it give us claws as a troll? I feel like it won't. So it will either give us horns or talons, which will proc when we use our mace. So it is a DPS bonus. The other interesting one there is Sticks to Snakes, which is a level 2 spell, and is very abusable. So I'm not going to learn those right now, I think, but I'm going to unhide those because they're both interesting options. So now when we memorize, it's on our list there. Let's see. Yeah, I think for now we just want to keep going fighting and maces and flails. We're trying to get to a giant club after all, where we want 18 skill, and then I think a giant spiked club is now 20. It used to be higher, but it got lowered. Let's see. Well, we can just do GCS, I think. It's a giant spiked club. Yep. Is that the case? I don't know. We'll do it this way. Giant spike club. It's 22. Okay, so we're trying to get to 22 skill ultimately. And what would be really cool? Xom likes to gift you chaos weapons. So if we could get a giant spiked club of chaos, that would be fun. Oh, that's right. We're a stealthy troll now. Okay, a wonder polymorph's good. Might not seem like it, but against dangerous uniques in the early game here, basically what we saw happen to Sigmund we could do, where we could polymorph them into oozes instead of dangerous uniques. The goblin has a wand, it's a wand of flame. Not too scary. Acid is the main one you never want to see. Alright, new ring. Curse ring of loudness. Yeah, so we go from being stealthy to being unstealthy. It's a scroll of random uselessness. How much do I care about using one of our two curses to get rid of the loudness? Not really, because the ring of stealth isn't hugely beneficial anyway. He's an orc warrior. Extremely dangerous if we haste him. We've only got one paralysis. Let's try a polymorph. Probably something we shouldn't do. We literally made it an ooze. I can't believe it. That's the play. Like I was saying, we could take dangerous enemies and turn them into oozes. But we could have made him something dangerous and fast. So it's safer and better practice to be on a stair. So if it goes poorly, you can just go back upstairs. And we just found a curse ring of teleportation. That one's definitely worth getting rid of. So we killed 2 bad rings with 1 scroll here. And then we'll put back on evasion and stealth. Scroll fear, okay. I keep hoping we're gonna find an early acquirement scroll. We made him invis. Because a hound is fast, there's no point trying to kite him while he's invis. We may as well just keep swinging. Got him. He thumped something. You feel weaker. Okay, so Xom will give you lots of mutations. This one was bad, but on average, he'll tend to give you good ones. Or at least, by the end of the game, you tend to have a pretty good looking set of mutes. Which is another reason I like playing Vampire Chaos Knights. Because you get to have the mutes. So particularly when you're playing a Ghoul Chaos Knight, you want to use your claws, so you don't get the Chaos Weapon and you don't get the mutes, so you lose half the fun of being a Chaos Knight. Whereas Trolls and Vampires both get the mutes. So you can become super soldiers. We've got an Orc Priest here. I feel like we can just walk away from it, but while we have a clear line of fire, I feel like we should try to polymorph it. And then if we fail, we'll just walk away. We did fail, alright. So we'll just back up. What happened there? The Orc Priest looked satisfied for a moment. I'm not sure what that meant. Did he turn neutral? No, okay. So we're just going to back off. I was going to say until we regen our health back up. But we're taking more and more smites, so we're just going to walk away. We'll go up to the stairs and we'll reset the fight. And then we'll keep trolling. Alright, we made him invis. You can still shoot hex wands at things that are invis. So if we were lower HP where we were about to die, I might consider that. But for the moment we can keep swinging. Got him. Oh, no we didn't, but he's confused. I think. He's sort of walking around. Yeah, alright, got him. You feel electric. Whatever that means. Reach level 9, we're gonna go more int. Alright, here's the flowing sand. That tells us the ossuary is on this level, which is something we want to find. Tends to have good loot, especially in terms of potions. We don't have a magic mapping scroll, so we can't read the floor. So we can't map the floor, so we're just going to have to look for it. This spellbook is the Book of Air. The best one in this for us is probably Swiftness. That's another good utility spell. Let's see. I don't think we ever want to go into Static Discharge or Airstrike. We don't need more damage. But yeah, we're mostly after utility. So as a big dumb species like a troll, when I go for spells, I like it usually to be utility rather than damage or anything like that. Resist corrosion. Yeah, we don't need that on as an everyday item. Hand crossbow is interesting. Here's Joseph, who fortunately didn't see us, so we didn't have to fight him. D7's pretty early, he's pretty dangerous. And we don't want to be fighting him, we want to be fighting the ossuary. I didn't notice, we were somewhere where we saw a distant avalanche of sand, which tells us we were moderately close to it. So it's probably around in this direction, rather than down or to the right. Phantom, no, we can fight him. A phantom is probably never going to kill you as a troll, because every time it blinks away, your high HP regen is just going to give you your health back. Alright, here's our ossuary, along with a... we hasted him and Xom found it funny, but he was already confused. But we found another wand. A wand of Ice Blast, that's a good one. Alright, here we go for the ossuary. I don't immediately recognize this one, which is probably a good sign. Okay, spectral things can drain you when they hit you, so we might be in for a lot of draining right now. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't remember what that was. Was that a bat? But it's fortunately it's invis, but it's not doing any damage, so it's not draining us. That's lucky. Okay, look at all these attacks we're blocking, even though we have no shield skill. You know what? Nah. I want to try the giant club route. I was just thinking, it would be, so chaos is best on a fast weapon, so it would be perfectly legitimate. I'm using air quotes. Legitimate to have, say, a demon whip of chaos, because it would hit really fast. But no, we'll try the giant club. The reason I was saying that is because I was thinking to myself, maybe we could train some shields, but no. These are net traps. You want to step on them, because like that, you can get the net to drop out of them. I'm going to walk around this to see if there are more net traps. No, it doesn't look like it. Xom's trying to kill us again. Here's a Hellwing. It can swoop onto us. It can hit for 10, and then another 17 when it swoops. You can see it's red. So I think we maybe just need to teleport from this. What's our paralysis chance is 15, that's not happening. I don't think they're susceptible to cold, no. So we probably can't even Ice Blast it. Why don't we try one Ice Blast? We could probably kill it with Ice Blast. Maybe, yeah. It's working, okay. So the consideration now was, would I rather give up a whole bunch of Ice Blast 1 charges or one of our only 4 teleport scrolls? I think Well, I was hoping it would take fewer Ice Blast charges than it did, but I think the teleport are extremely valuable, particularly with the sorts of nonsense things that Xom can do. Make teleport really valuable. When he teleports you into a vault full of dangerous enemies, you need to teleport back out. Similarly, when you haste and or berserk dangerous enemies, you need to be leaving. Let's do this scroll, it's noise. Making invis nulls. Ooh, this is a bunch of simulacra. We don't have any protection from cold, so we really just need to fight. Fortunately, again, we're blocking lots of things. Xom gave us 27 stones. He wants us to be a streak player. I understand, Xom. I'm sorry I keep killing all my characters. Alright, so that's that ossuary done. We have a whole bunch of potions we don't know. Trying to think. Maybe we should quaff these. Let's do backspace minus to have a look. We've seen some of the more valuable ones. Not really. I was thinking of cancellation, but there are other really valuable ones we might waste. Invis, heal wounds, haste. Resistance. Okay, so let's not do this. But I was thinking, one of the reasons you don't want to blindly quaff potions is because you might accidentally get mutation. But with Xom, that's not so bad because he likes to mutate you a lot. So even if you get really bad mutes, probably won't be too long until he gets rid of them for you. But I really don't want to waste the other ones. That's a Scimitar of Elec. We definitely don't want to fight him. Can we polymorph him? No, let's go again. Okay, we made him a centaur. He's still got the Scimitar of Elec, but he's less dangerous as a centaur. He doesn't have the base damage. How did he get up there? Did we... Okay, we teleported the centaur. And then we berserked that regular orc. Fortunately, we didn't do that to the warrior. Let's put on our resist corrosion against this jelly. What did Xom do? I don't know why, he just laughed and made lukewarm flames ripple over our body. Okay, we're making a trail of clouds. Just gonna wait those out. We don't want to step in those, can paralyze us, etc. Let's do the biggest stack of potions, which is 3. It's resistance, wow. 3 potions of resistance already, that's really good. Can we polymorph Ribbit? Maybe. It's probably kind of dangerous. We made him a Wog, I think that's better. Maybe. Both are fast, at least in the case of Prince Ribbit, he'd blink away from you. So I guess we can start fighting the Wog. We might need to teleport. Never mind. We procced Elec with the best. Alarm trap. Alright. Your eyebrows frugal. Oh yeah, right. Joseph. Let's not fight him at full screen like that because he's got a sling. We could try to polymorph him again. It's less than a 1 in 3. But I don't mind trying. Okay, he became a harpy, that's much worse. You can see he's a red enemy, so they're fast, they're really fast in fact. They can core for 14 and then another 19, that's a lot of damage. Can we paralyze it? 46% chance. Alright, let's have a go. Because it's batty, it's probably not going to follow us upstairs, which means even if this fails, we can then leave, or probably can leave. It failed. Alright, let's go up. And the harpy came, so we'll just keep going. Oh man, the harpy keeps coming. Are we dead? Okay, no. Wow, alright, well we got up that time. Okay, so there's the downside of polymorph ones. They can be really dangerous. We'll pick a new stair. We could... just avoid the harpy. I'd say we've done most of the floor. Let's see, can we get to one of these downstairs? No, the harpies come. Alright, we can polymorph it again for a 46% chance. Failed. Alright. Do we Ice Blast Wand it? What if this goes bad? We'd have to teleport, but it's really fast. Oh dear. I think we just need to teleport. And we'll keep trying to Ice Blast. Xom made us hasted, so let's attack. We made it an invis harpy. Okay, we need to get away. We need to teleport. Please don't kill us. Okay, it worked. Oh dear. Alright. Downstairs. Can we get to one? Yes. Alright. And we hear the roar of battle, so there's a Bailey on this floor. I'm going to leave that one for now. I was going to say, this run's going pretty well so far. We haven't had too much insanity from either Xom or our Chaos weapon. But just there, the polymorph onto Joseph into a harpy wasn't so good. Kind of self-inflicted in a way. Oh well. We're going to leave that one there. If you join me in the next one, we'll be looking for this Bailey. And then we're on D8, so we can start finding there from this point. See you later.